Hello, how are you doing? I hope you're doing really well. I have not done a card, which is also surprisingly known as tarot, reading in a while. I was going to put this on my Patreon. I don't know why I keep recording videos with the hopes to put them just on my Patreon for my lovely Patreon peeps who have been supporting me for quite a while, and I'm very grateful and I love you. And then I end up getting some sort of hunch to put it on YouTube. All I can do is follow my guidance, follow the intuition that comes. But believe me when I say that I miss my Patreon people, and I will probably be doing either a live stream or a video for you soon if you're watching this and you're in my Patreon, regarding pride. Pride as sort of from an ego point of view. Not sure yet about it being a live stream, but we'll see. So please feel free to leave a comment, and if you want to hear me blab about pride and you're not in my Patreon, well, here's your chance to subscribe. All right, I just went on a rant. Today's reading is going to be regarding a message, an open message for you, be it from the universe, be it from your inner child, be it from your shadow self, be it from the universe regarding your inner child or your higher self. I'm just gonna go ahead with whatever the cards show, and we'll see what you feel or who you feel is talking to you. Is it the universe? Is it your shadow self? Or is it your inner child? To pick from, we'll begin by using the Oracle of the Seven Energies as a guide. So, as usual, we're going to pick 3 cards. And this is an open reading from the universe, from your inner child, from your shadow self, whatever message that needs to get delivered to you right now. An open message for you. Let's pick 3 groups, starting with group 1. Oh, whoa, stagnation. Are you stuck in something in your life? 3 cards, starting with group 1, please, for an open reading. A message they need to hear. All right. 2 cards fell out. So I'm presuming these are group 1 and group 2. Interesting. 34 and 35. So let's start with 34 as number 1, opening to discover. If you like this card, the images, the colors, if the number 34 or 7 mean anything to you, then this will be you, group number 1. All right, now group number 2, your number is 35. And it is a tall tale. So if you resonate with the image, the number, maybe the number 8 means something to you, or the title, then this is for you, group number 2. All right, so we got group number 1 and we got group number 2. Let's get a card for you, group number 3. That will lead them to a message that they need to hear. Wow. Number 38. Endless possibilities. So if you like the number, the image, the title, or if the number 11 means anything to you, then this would be you, group number 3. Now, let me hold them. Group number 1, group number 2, group number 3. As always, I always say this because I say it because it is true. This is an excellent time to allow your intuition to flow and to trust in your intuition and to follow the guidance that it's giving you. Picking a card does not require thought. It requires you following your gut instinct. So whatever card you found that you connected with, I'm going to put timestamps in the description, and you can feel free to click on the timestamp that represents your card. If you find that you were drawn to more than one card, that is also absolutely fine and dandy. Go in order, and you might want to perhaps assign different aspects of your life to different cards that you liked. So go ahead, click on your reading, and I'll be seeing you there. Hello, group number 1. If you chose this card, Opening to Discover, then this is your reading, and welcome. We will try to read or interpret this at the end of your reading. Now, let us begin shuffling. I have 2 decks for you. I have the Dark Mansion Tarot, and I also have my new favorite, which I ranted about the other day on my live stream on YouTube, which came with a book, the Book of Shadows, an alchemist story, which was inspired by the very first tarot deck ever created. Now, since this is probably going to end up getting posted on YouTube, I would like to remind you that even though I use the term tarot, I don't necessarily know what tarot readers in the past did, nor does the work of other tarot readers reflect my work. I have a very unique and authentic way of reading cards, and the way I read them tends to be focused on behavioral modification and the exposure of patterns. All right, let's begin shuffling the Dark Mansion Tarot, and we're looking for a message from the universe, from your inner child, from your shadow self, if need be, that you need to hear right now. What does group 1 need to hear right now? So 2 cards came out. You have the Hanged Man, which is very interesting. And then you have a major arcana card, which is the Lovers. I believe this is number 6. 6, yeah. The Lovers. Let me pull from the Book of Shadows. Let's get a couple of cards for you from the Book of Shadows. And that is exactly what flipped over. 2 cards. So let's see what you got here. You got the World. You're getting massive major arcana cards, group 1. And the 7 of Cups. Now, let's see what all this means for you, group number 1. I would like to start reading with this card here, which is a major arcana card known as the Lovers. And if you look at the image here, there seems to be I have to say, like, there appears to be some sort of choice that you might find you have to make, or you are stuck, which is the next card that came up, the Hanged Man. The Lover's card, although sort of depicts emotions, major events regarding your love life, your emotional life, your marital life, that sort of realm, the realm of the heart and emotions and relationships, I get the sense that you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, I guess, to put it mildly. I don't know if it is necessarily regarding relationships, but there is an energy here that is conflicting, sort of a crossroads, sort of you're not 100% sure, you're flip-flopping back and forth, you're being persuaded, possibly, to make a choice that does not align with your best interest or your highest potential. In fact, if you listen to the voices that are whispering in your ear and asking you to go against your gut instinct, you will be led down a path that will further keep you in this position, which is the Hanged Man, which is being stuck. Being stuck, viewing the world or specific situations with the same lens, with the same energy, possibly going in circles, repeating a same pattern that has occurred throughout, over and over in your life, possibly with different players, possibly with different, faces, situations, places, but the energy remains the same, where you follow the voice that is not authentic to you. You follow advice or guidance that does not resonate with your authentic self. So, if you are in a situation, be it of the heart or not, where you find yourself at a bifurcation in the road where a decision has to be made and you're not sure, and somebody is pressuring you to go one way and you're just following along because it's too much of a hassle to sit down and figure this out, and this person probably knows better, and you trust them and this, that. If it's not coming from within you, then you need to reassess. Don't keep yourself stuck. Take your time and find your authentic voice or your inner guidance. The same guidance that led you to this reading where I'm blabbing to you about following your inner voice. Find that again, apply it to the situation that is keeping you stuck, and begin following and begin choosing differently. Begin making different decisions and see where that takes you, because that will be what will break this pattern and allow you to not become the Hanged Man anymore. Simply applying a different lens, a different perspective, a different way, dropping old limiting beliefs, letting them go, and following your heart. Following your gut instinct will lead you to the path of least resistance that will free you from this position. You simply must identify what this pattern is that is keeping you stuck, because it seems to me that if you're not in it right now, you're going to be in it fairly soon. And as I said, it has to do with a choice. Don't go with the shiny objects. You have the Seven of Cups, which is also a card about choice. What are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the flashy, colory objects, or are you going to choose what resonates with your heart? Not everything that shines is gold, as they say. And once you begin to trust in your inner guidance and follow it and listen to your authentic voice and silence all the externalities that are pulling you away from your highest path because they know better, right? And this and that, and this person, this happened to them, and follow your inner guidance. Once you do all of this, another major arcana card for you is the World. You will have the world as your oyster. You will have it all. The world. Completion. Not only that, but you will gain a lot of wisdom. And you will find that what was difficult in the past will no longer be difficult. What used to sway you back and forth, you now move forth with determination. You will become wiser, more knowing, more understanding, and more connected, which will allow you to wrap your arms around this world that you might be lost in right now. You will find your place. I believe that is your reading, group number 1. Now, let's find the interpretation. I will try to stay authentic to the card itself, but the oracle card that got you here. We tune into information from our outer environment, then assign meaning to it within our psyche. Every day, however, the amount of data we sort through exceeds what we're capable of processing, especially since the advent of the internet. We have been bombarded with more than we could ever hope to absorb. Therefore, it's important to be mindful of what we expose ourselves to. Consistent exposure to unhealthy messaging invites us into a cynical, fear-based worldview. On the other hand, conscious exposure to information supporting our well-being shifts us towards growth and expansion. The choice, though, is not always obviously ours, which is why we must be discerning on a daily basis. The universe is always engaging us. We are part of it, after all, through synchronicities, omens, and other signs that point toward our best path. Our intuition helps us tune in and see our environment like an oracle. However, this new information doesn't always make sense right away, so being curious and non-resistant is key to learning. Today, be open to receiving important information that may come from an unusual source. Yours truly. The universe wants to help you, but recognizing the way this aid will arrive depends on your willingness to shut out superfluous noise. Maybe you need to take a break from social media, gossip, or the news. Don't let yourself get distracted. Listen without attachment and see what arises in your life. Expect a message from the universe and you shall have it. So I guess your message, group number 1, was from the universe regarding a child wound that you seem to have, or a shadow element that requires your attention so that you can move forward in your life. Make a different choice. Your reading is all about choice. Make a different choice from the choices that you have been doing or making in the past. Trust that there might be a different way, because it seems that when you begin doing this, you're going to like where it's going to lead you. Group number 1. Your card is about choice, regardless choice in what? Matters of the heart, matters of finances, social matters, work-related matters. you need to start making different choices in order to have the world as your oyster to play in. That's it. That's your message. I hope you enjoyed it. I do, and I can, and I will be doing extended readings in my Patreon. So all you need to do is subscribe to the tier that says behavioral modification readings or card readings. Subscribe to that tier and message me there if you would like an extended reading. Thank you so much for being here. Please take the time to like, share, and if you'd like, I would love it if you subscribed. Hello, group number 2. If you chose this card, A Tall Tale. Welcome to your reading. Let's leave this card towards the end and we'll see what the other cards bring forth with regards to your reading. If it's going to be from your shadow self, your inner child, or from the universe. Let's get some cards for you from the Dark Mansion. Message for group 2. Message for group 2 that they need to hear right now. The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. Can I get another card, please? Let me put my glasses on. There, much better. Justice. Justice. Now let's pull from the Book of Shadows, an alchemist story. Whoa. The Moon. Lots of major arcana cards coming out for a lot of people today. Can I get another card, please, for group number 2? Whoa. You got a lot of wands. That's fascinating. You got the 7 of Wands. And I pulled this card, I believe, during the live stream that I did. And this is the second time it's coming out. So if you haven't watched my live stream, I would suggest that you go do so. You might find something interesting for you there. All right. I'm not really sure how to interpret, but I'm going to start because sometimes as soon as I start, the message really becomes clear and it starts flowing easily. But I'm going to show you the 2 major arcana cards that are here. And major arcana usually signifies major life changes. If you can sort of pinpoint where the work needs to be done, what patterns need to be looked at, and what ways of being need modification. But the Moon is interesting because I would say your message is from your shadow self. It is. You need to do some self-reflection. Your authentic higher self, you're dimming its light. Oh my God, that's such a huge accusation. Either you are dimming your own light or you're allowing people around you to dim your light. The Moon card indicates the need to dive within your shadow self, and requires trust, it requires faith, it requires strength, determination, and the ability to face the demons, if you may. There's no such thing as demons. I'm talking about trauma, facing the wounds that will come at you. And those are the demons because they tend to hide in the shadows and we forget about them completely. But they manipulate us inside and they make us do things that we might not be doing out of 100% consciousness. You might have a pattern that is playing out and has played out and is continuously playing out in your life, that your shadow self is telling you that it's trying to expose this pattern for you under the light of the moon. You go in, you retreat within yourself, and you do the internal work that is needed. Not a lot of us enjoy this. A lot of people live their entire lives running away from their wounds and from their shadow self and hating it and hating themselves. And they remain stuck in patterns throughout their life because they just won't look. They would rather get triggered. Who is triggering you right now in your life? What is triggering you? What is it? You need to do some self-reflection, perhaps retreat from the situation that is causing you triggering, and go back and do some self-reflection, not self-judgment. And ultimately, when you do the work that needs to get done and face the patterns and face the ways of being that have been harming you, and let go of any negative energies, let go of any resentment, anger, hatred, revenge, jealousy, let it all go and allow your light to shine. And when you do the internal work that is needed, which is the moon card means that you are embracing your shadow instead of judging it, running away from it, being afraid of it, being ashamed of it. You embrace your shadow. You are a person who are comfortable with your shadow and you've befriended it. Okay? And again, it requires a lot of understanding and work, self-work. Doesn't happen overnight. One session of crying or one session of yelling. It tends to be a lifelong process that starts with you identifying the issue. And the issue is never outside of us. The issue is always internal. As within, so without. You operate as a magnifying glass. All the issues and the traumas that are within you, all the patterns and the limiting beliefs, they project. You project them in your external world. You see them in people. You hate people. You fight with people. I'm not accusing you. I'm just saying that that's what we tend to do, including me. And when you embrace your authentic self, which happens by healing, which happens by befriending your shadow self and not shunning it to the deepest, darkest corner of your soul, you allow your authentic self to shine through. Once you do that alchemy work, where you alchemize all the negative beliefs and allow the love to come from within you, you will just become a natural born leader. And there will be no going back for you. You will allow the consciousness within you to rise. Your authentic self will be present. It will be very easy for you to navigate life moving forth. So those are the two major arcana cards that are here for you, that signify life-altering changes should you begin to turn the lens that you look at the external world with towards your inner world, and not judging yourself, not being ashamed of yourself, not holding on to fear and, oh, what is this person going to think, and oh, what's going to happen to me here. Face your fears, even if it involves a loss in the external world. And then you have the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Wands. If you find yourself in a situation right now where your people are coming at you, everything's coming, nothing's going your way, and you're just stuck, almost in self-defense mode, go within. Go within and stop fighting the chaos that is outside of you, because the chaos is actually inside. So perhaps it is time to sit down and do some self-reflection. And as soon as you do that, in stillness, in silence, with an open heart and an open mind, you will find that all these wands that are coming at you will disappear and you will be at peace. And then once all these wands that are coming at you are gone, because you have become the embodiment of your authentic higher self, because you did your internal work, you will become the Knight of Wands, a go-getter. Follow the light. As you can see, action is happening. Speed. Whatever stagnation you are finding yourself in, if you look at this card, they're just stopped in their tracks, just frozen. You're going to, all these obstacles will disappear and you're just going to go, and everything that you've ever wanted will be achieved. Your creativity will explode and you will magnetize everything that you want, increasing the speed of its arrival into your life. And that's the creative spark that you have, right? You are going to become a go-getter, which is this card. Lots of energy, lots of action, no more stagnation. You know who you are, you're confident in who you are, and you're going forth with that confidence. And it is not stemming from ego. It is not stemming from limiting beliefs. It is stemming from knowing who you are. It is stemming from the rise of consciousness within you, not from ego. All the obstacles will go. All right, group number 2. I hope that resonates. Let's look at your oracle, a tall tale. You or someone is telling a tall tale right now. You always know if a falsehood is spoken because it doesn't feel grounded. When you lie, you get high on an illusory sense of power that is doomed to fail at some point. You feel driven by the fear of exposure, but something makes you stick to your story even though you know it has no substance. Whatever lie we are caught up in isn't as important as the motive for it. Why does anyone lie? Perhaps we don't believe the truth is good enough, or we want to keep doing what we know we shouldn't be doing. Then there is the lie put forth while in denial, such as hiding an active addiction. In this scenario, we may believe our own lies. The tall tale, the white lie, the stretching of the truth, and the blatant fabrication are all about control, the desire for it, the lack of it, the need to maintain it so we can manipulate the outer world and hide our inner one. Today, ask for the truth. Be willing to pay the price and be okay with the vulnerability your lie is exposing in yourself and others. Transparency is required to get to where you need to go, to be truly empowered, to reveal the strength of what is true and authentic. Any other path leads to a dead end. Remember the saying, the truth will set you free, and get ready to fly unfettered. Very interesting card, and I hope you don't take it personal. I do realize that these readings can be triggering because your message is clearly from your shadow self. And I don't know if you are believing a lie, if you're a person who has a pattern of believing other people's BS and it leads you down the road of heartache and devastation, or if you are lying to yourself, or if you are lying to others. When we lie to ourselves regarding anything, it almost always projects in the outside world. You will lie to other people. You're lying to yourself. How could you not lie to other people? So I wonder if the shadow work that needs to get done that you need to go within and look at has to do with that. What are you lying to yourself about? Only you know. Only you know. No psychologist will be able to tell you, by the way. All you have to do is go within and be honest. Be honest with yourself. Let honesty be a pillar in your life. And it will take you to magnificent places. You couldn't have had a better oracle card picked. So yeah, that's your message, group number 2. Like I said to group number 1, I am more than happy to do an extended reading should any of this resonate with you. All you need to do is find my Patreon, which will be linked in the description, and join the tier that is appropriate, which would be the behavioral modification tier, and message me for an extended reading and I'll book one for you. And that reading would be for free because you signed up for it. All right, thank you for being here. Please do take the time to like, share, and consider subscribing. Hello, group number 3. Welcome. If you chose this card, welcome to your reading. I'm going to leave this for the end. I'm choosing 2 tarot decks today. We have the Dark Mansion Tarot, as well as the Book of Shadows, an alchemist story. Let's get a few cards for you. Okay? Didn't take any shuffling. They literally just flipped out. Let's see what you got, group number 3. You got the 6 of Pentacles. That's an interesting image. 6 of Pentacles. And then you have the 2 of Swords. All right, let's get a couple of cards for you from the Book of Shadows, an alchemist story. Cards for group number 3. Three of Wands. Can I get another card, please, for group number 3? You got Pentacles, you got Swords, you got Wands. Interesting. Can I get another card for group number 3, please? Temperance. A major arcana card. All right, group number 3. There is a very strong message of balancing in your reading. Balancing, fairness, equality. Justice. There's a very strong sense of that. It's come up in a major arcana card as well as in another card. So I do get that that's something that needs work in your life right now. I don't know what situation you find yourself in where you feel like you don't have a choice and you're not sure if there is a choice, or you're not sure what choice to make. And one of the reasons you are hesitating, whatever the situation is, to me, I would think that this is a tangible situation, like it might be a physical choice that you need to make between 2 people, between 2 places, between 2 things, between, 2 jobs. You are being swayed. It's funny, you remind me of group number 1. I wonder if you were pulled towards group number 1, because there was a choice there as well. But you seem to think that there is no other way but this one way. And that's not the case. The card shows two swords in front of someone who thinks that they're blindfolded, that they can't see. But in reality, if you look, they're not blindfolded. They actually can just move their head freely, and they'll be able to see quite clearly because they are too afraid. They might be stuck in a limiting belief. They might be allowing fear or the voices of fear to control them. And that is keeping them frozen, unable to move their head and look around and see that they do have choices and that they are completely capable of exercising these choices. A lot of the time, the only person that stands in our way is us. I wonder if you're standing in your own way right now, and if you're being asked to take the blinders off, the blinders that have been keeping you a little bit tunnel visioned, going in loops. You might want to take those off and expand your view, maybe adopt a new perspective, maybe stop listening to people who are planting seeds of fear in you to influence whatever decision or choice this is that you might find yourself being faced with, including your own shadow self, the own little voice inside of you that wants to protect you, that wants to keep you safe, and that tells you to do things out of fear and playing small. So yeah, take the blinders off, have the courage to do so, and assess all the available options for you before moving forward with anything in your life that requires any kind of decision. Do things differently. Have the courage to try to do things different this time, because you can. So that really needed to come through. When it comes to fairness and balance, you have these two cards. You have a major arcana card, which is temperance. And then you have the Six of Pentacles. As you can see, there's someone who appears to be quite wealthy, giving a pentacle to a child that does not appear to be wealthy. And that is a quality within you, and that is a beautiful quality that you need to nurture and that you need to be proud of and you need to apply and exhibit on a more regular basis. But this is who you are. And I wonder if this is some sort of guidance that will help you in your life choices moving forward, to always come from a place not of benevolence, although benevolence is lovely, it's a quality of consciousness, but come from a place of justice and a place of fairness. This person does not need to be out here in this part of town doing this, but yet they are, because they believe in fairness, because they have that humbleness in them, and they know that we are all equal. And this is a major arcana card. This is a card about, well, it's called temperance, and it's about being well-tempered, not ill-tempered. We live in a time where extremism has become normal, regardless if you're in the East or in the West, and regardless if you believe it or not. Extremism has been normalized in mainstream society in the West under the guise of political correctness. You are being asked to allow the well-mannered, well-tempered individual in you to grow and to come out and to be the voice of reason in this crazy world, to be well balanced, to have sound judgment, and to be accepting of all perspectives, not just the one that you like, not just the one that resonates with you the most. We all come from different backgrounds and we all have our own truths There is no one truth, unfortunately, unlike what politicians will tell you. Everyone has a right to their own truth and to voice it. And that is what temperance is all about. You are the holder of peace, almost like a peacekeeper, if you may. I wonder if you find yourself usually trying to diffuse difficult situations between people at home or at work. You're the one who's always trying to speak reason to people. That's you. You might also be a blender of some sort. This card represents alchemy, blending different materials together so that the end result tends to be sort of more of value than the other materials on their own. Blending families, blending colors, blending drinks, who knows, creativity. So that is you. That's a very flowy sort of energy that does not get pulled towards the extremes, likes to be centered and grounded and artistic, loving, balanced. Yep. So I wonder that if you begin to evolve these qualities within you and allow them to flow, regardless what society thinks. Society has gone nuts. There's nothing to follow in mainstream society anymore. The more unique you are and the more you allow your uniqueness to shine through, the easier your life will become, because you will become sort of a natural leader and decisions will become very easy to make for you because you're centered and well-grounded. Balance and justice, that's a quality in you that you need to unearth and feed and allow to grow right now. Then you have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, beautiful cards. I love the number 3. So things are coming your way, and keep a lookout, because I hope you listen to the guidance that is coming through in this reading with regards to being balanced, avoiding the extremes, and being centered within yourself, because you will find that things will begin to come your way. You will have fulfillment, and you won't have to do much to attract the things you want in your life. They will sort of just come to you while you just stand there and be nothing but your great, beautiful, authentic, balanced, and just self. You will be an energy that brings people together, not divides and separates. All right, that was your reading. Group number 3. It was very calm reading. It was very nice. I liked your reading. So the oracle card that brought you here is this one, number 38. I wonder if you're seeing this number or if it means anything to you. The other thing is, are you seeing 1111 around you? You look at the world through the lens of your life experiences, personality, and conditioning. The filter determines whether you believe in an abundant universe of endless possibilities or various degrees of limitation and finite range of options. When your expectations, unconscious or otherwise, are based on lack, it's difficult to see what is truly available to you. Today, ask yourself what you believe. Are there limitless potential outcomes to align your energy with? Do you know intuitively that there is more to life than meets the eye? And are you willing to act on that knowledge? As you believe, so will be it for you, as your energy will attract its match in the outer world. Conditions meet expectations. Either your world remains the way it is, in various forms, yet essentially unchanging, or you become more. Everything shifts as you open yourself up to a greater version of you and a more meaningful life. discovering opportunities that better reflect your true self. This is the nature of your dynamic relationship with the divine. Today, stand with open arms, knowing that you are stepping into beauty, into experiences that are potent and transformative. You are walking past the line that you and others drew long ago, leaping over what was and toward what will be. You are more than you were. Now, what is it that you want? The treasure is yours. You just need to believe it. Yep. Perfect. I don't know. That's sort of sums it up for you. Group number 3. What a lovely, lovely reading. I would say your message is mostly inner child, but also shadow self. But yeah, both inner child and shadow self are speaking to you today to let go of whatever ways, limiting beliefs that you have about yourself, because you are limitless and the world loves you. All right, if you would like an extended reading, I would be happy to give you one. As I said, to group number 1 and group number 2, all you need to do is find me on the appropriate tier, which is behavioral modification readings on my Patreon, which is linked in the description, and message me there, and your extended reading will be for free. Thank you so much. Please do take the time to like, please take the time to share, and maybe consider subscribing. Have a lovely day.